Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Money, Real Business podcast. I'm Lauren, and today we have Randall and Nathan on the show, and they're selling an Amazon FBA business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Hey Randall and Nathan, how's your day going so far?
Very well.
It's going good. Thank you for asking.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully this interview is going to make it that much better. But before we dive into the fun stuff, I'm going to give the listeners a brief overview of your business so that they have a little bit of an idea of what we're talking about.
Okay.
As I mentioned, this is an Amazon FBA business. It was created in June 2018, and it's in the home and occasions and gifts niches. The average revenue for the business is $100,503 per month, and it makes an average of $17,961 per month in net profit. The assets included with the business are an Amazon Seller Central account with 28 SKUs, supplier relationships, and a trademark. Please note that inventory is not normally included in the list price, but further details can be provided to verified buyers. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 67664 to learn more about this business. Or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So with that out the way, let's hear from Randall and Nathan. Can you tell us about your background in starting and running online businesses?
Both of us have been in the online business e-commerce industry since probably around 2015. We got into reselling sneakers, liquidated items on eBay, etc. We were pretty familiar with selling online and products in general before coming onto Amazon, I would say.
Yes, definitely. We both dive deep in many online sales. Like Randall would do pallets that he would order in large amounts and sell them on eBay. We would do shoes, toys, games, whatever we could find. And one night we were just thinking, why not try Amazon?
Yeah, the idea, because we were selling other branded products, whether they were collectibles or used items, but the idea came of making our own and using Amazon's marketplace, taking advantage of their customer base.
Definitely.
And just doing our own products that we wanted to come up with.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It certainly sounds like you've dabbled in quite a few different niches and products. So when you were looking for a product of your own to sell, what made you settle on this specific category?
I would say just the entire marketplace research, using tools, finding what sold, and also things that would be fun to make, not just based off of numbers, but things that we wanted to create and add to the market for other customers to buy from us as another option, comparison to our competitors.
Ever since we've been working on this business, we've sold many things, but this is the first time we've actually really had fun working. It honestly never felt like work. I'm sure Randall could add to that. Out of everything we've done, this is the most laid back thing we've done.
Yeah, honestly, it's been an awesome journey so far, and definitely not expected to be so relaxed and just with the comfort of your own home, making this amount of money. If you told me this maybe like 6 years ago, I wouldn't believe you. It would be like this, but it was awesome. And we learned a lot along the way. And yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's every entrepreneur's dream, to wake up every morning and be excited about what you do and make a healthy profit at the same time. That's fantastic. You mentioned that you really wanted to take advantage of Amazon's marketplace. Is that what attracted you to the platform over other e-commerce platforms like Shopify, for example?
Yes, definitely. So going back to when we sold shoes, we actually had our own website, and the customer traffic we gained from there was through other social platforms like Twitter, for example. That's how we would market our website and to attract customers. But then you have Amazon, where just about everybody in the world, literally every country almost, with just how easy it is, for click of a button, you can get toothpaste to your door in like one night. So, we took advantage of that and just made everything so streamlined and smooth.
To be honest, like comparing Shopify and Amazon, it doesn't even compare. Amazon handling the bulk of your products and the customer base, you have people of all ages shopping on Amazon versus Shopify. Shopify is going to be more niche. Amazon, anyone can accidentally slip into your listing and purchase your product, which is a big thing for us.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing to bring up. Amazon definitely, gives you exposure to so many different demographics and people who aren't specifically searching for your product. So definitely a huge advantage there. You mentioned the passion that you have for this business, the amount of fun you've had with it. With all of that in mind, what are the reasons you've decided to sell the business now?
I would say my partner and I, we're cousins. We grew up together. We were both born in Japan and we made it here this far. And with this business in our adult lives, we have families now. We have our own kids. I'd say we accomplished a lot of what we both wanted out of it as individuals and also as a team. And with that, we're more busy in our own lives and we feel like there's more opportunity for us to venture off separately because of what we accomplished. We established our lives. We bought both of our homes for our families.
Yes.
And we're excited to start on the next thing for us as individuals because we're always going to be family and we'll always be a team outside of the business.
Exactly.
But now we feel it's more of, what we want to do with our lives on our own.
I mean, the skills we've learned together is just amazing on what we've done with this business. And now with our families, like his family's growing, my family's growing as well. It's just different time schedules, different wants and needs. And we both have different things we want to do.
Yeah, honestly, we live probably 500 miles away from each other. And in the time of working, we've maybe seen each other probably 6 times in person, just because of how the distance, California, Nevada. And then again, we have our own families and our own lives going on.
Yeah, it sounds like such a great success story that this business was able to give you the lives that you have now, and the sale of the business will give you the leg up to start your own separate entrepreneurial journeys. I think it's such a wonderful story. With success stories on your mind, looking back over your journey with this business, what was your biggest success story that comes to mind?
Our biggest success, we've had a lot of successes, so a lot of different kinds. Honestly, I would have to maybe say just the fact that we learned everything on our own and did everything by ourselves, just us two. We've had a lot of failures as well, but what helped us succeed was just to keep going and keep trying, because if you don't try, you're going to fail no matter what. Do you have anything to add, Nathan?
Our biggest successes are pretty much the majority of our profit and revenue come just from 2 SKUs on this account, which is absolutely insane. I think that's a big success for us. It just helps both of us maintain both of our lives, basically. And I think Amazon definitely helps with that. That comes with the success.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's great that you were able to do this on your own. You did have a little bit of experience selling online, but this was your first Amazon FBA business. So to take it to these great heights, I think is fantastic. You mentioned that there were some failures along the way. What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome?
As far as challenges, I would have to say selling on Amazon, it's not always going to be easy. They do make it really easy for you, but you're playing on it by their rules. You got to be careful on how you're selling within the guidelines. You'll have things that come up that are out of your control and there's nothing you can do about it, but you just have to adapt with the changes that they make in order for you to keep selling. Because at the end of the day, it's by their rules. And without Amazon, you'd have to use other websites, maybe other platforms. But if you're wanting to sell on Amazon, you just got to make sure you're playing it safe.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Amazon can be both your greatest ally and your greatest enemy. So you just got to make sure that you're the right page with them. We touched before on the different types of traffic that Amazon brings to your listings. So how is that traffic getting to your products? Are you using PPC or any type of SEO to drive that traffic?
So this is a good thing and bad thing on our account, which is actually good for a buyer. Is me and my cousin Randall have been doing PPC on our own. We never outsourced it. We're not professional at it. So there is so much room to grow this with advertising. We've only advertised on Amazon. We've never outsourced to professional. We've never advertised on Facebook, Google, Pinterest, even with TikTok influencers. We've never done anything like that. And I'm sure if anyone looked at our PPC, they could for sure vamp it up, or even the SEO and keyword rankings.
Well, following on from that train of thought, what do you see as the major opportunities for growth that buyers can really tap into with this business?
So what's nice about our products is once they actually look at the business, all our products tend to follow each other. So it's easy to build off of. Like you can see what style we have in this account. Scott would even notate on that. It's easy to build off this brand. It stays in its niche, which is nice. And it's easy to create like a presence in Amazon, which I really like. And then with these small amount of SKUs, it's really good. I mean, if someone bought this, building off of it's really easy. The PPC they can get in touch with I just think that I know there's a lot of people who can do it better than me and Scott. And that's one of the main things I have. What do you got to say, Scott?
Okay, yeah. So like Nathan mentioned, because we have so little SKUs, we're talking about two brands here. The majority of sales are coming from two ASINs alone with variations. So you're talking about less than 30 products between two brands, all in around the same kind of niche. There's a lot of branding that could be improved. There's a lot of branching off to similar products within the same category. So definitely tons of room for growth as far as building on top of what's already there. And then again, with advertising, for sure, if with just us two doing it manually, I'm sure with other tools and outsourcing, even other individuals' knowledge, maybe they could tap into advertising and marketing better than we are, for sure, and hands down.
Yeah, I mean, first off, to have reached the success that you have with just the two of you running PPC campaigns and little else, I think that's a testament to the quality of the products and the popularity of the products that you have. But it also sounds like you've built a really good streamlined foundation that buyers can really build off of, given all these opportunities that you mentioned. Let's take a dive into your supply chain now. Can you walk me through where your suppliers are based, how many suppliers you have, and how your inventory gets from the suppliers to Amazon?
We have about 4 suppliers, all based in China. And everything, like I said, is streamlined. It's very easy to stay in contact. They all speak really well English. They all handle FBA. They have a huge client base of FBA sellers as well. And we're one of their top clients as far as the main supplier we have for the majority of our products. Yeah. Anything else, Nathan, that you'd like to add?
No, you got that.
Yeah, it's great. It also sounds like, again, very well streamlined. How long does it normally take to replenish your inventory, from the day you order it to the day it arrives at the warehouses?
Roughly every SKU is going to take approximately, you could say 45 days on average, because if you're talking about lead time from the day you place an order, the lead time of the amount, the quantity obviously is a factor, and then the shipping time. And then of course, you can either ship directly from China to FBA, or like what we do, we ship to our home address to make sure, everything has arrived in good condition, because packages do get lost. We've done both, and we still do both actually, whether it's directly from China to FBA or from us to FBA. So in total, you're going to see around 45 days with all those factors involved to replenish any SKU.
Yeah, that's pretty good turnaround time. Did you mention that's all shipped by sea?
Yes, the majority, actually, yeah, pretty much everything now as of last quarter, we've done by sea only. And honestly, it's been a huge game changer, considering the fact that if you're shipping by air, you're going to see around an average of 7 to 14 days delivery time, whereas sea can arrive as soon as 18 days. But things can happen depending on demand, business and demand. It could go up up to 40 days even. But honestly, it's a lot worth it just going by boat.
Yeah, it certainly keeps the cost down. It's a good test of your inventory level management to make sure that you always have stock when it's coming by sea. When it comes to your inventory limits at Amazon warehouses, do you have enough space there? Have you been limited with your inventory limits?
Amazon just made the change of switching to cubic feet capacity, whereas before it was limited by the SKU. Depending on the SKU and the sales history, they would limit your product of inventory levels. But right now we're at 517 cubic feet. And with the current inventory levels that are transferring through different fulfillment centers or at Amazon and our garage, we've only used 25% of our entire capacity. So there's lots of room to even replenish months and months of advance of inventory right now.
Yeah, that's great. It sounds like there's lots of room for growth and lots of room for holiday season rush there as well. Let's take a look at what a typical work week looks like for both of you. So how many hours are you each spending on the business, and what sort of tasks do you each take care of in your own capacity?
Honestly, the business is so easy to run. It could only take one person. And if we're talking between the work on a weekly basis that my partner and I are doing for this business, we're not working more than, I would say, 5 hours a week right now currently. The main work hours come into play is definitely shipping and receiving, preparing the shipments, and sending them off to Amazon. But even then, we also schedule pickups from our home. So there's also little work involved there. And then second to that would be PPCs. That's kind of a weekly thing for us. But because of the amount of SKUs that we have, it doesn't take anywhere, I would say, more than 30 minutes on that day.
If anyone has ever had an Amazon business, they know that majority of work hours comes with either finding products or creating products. So with us just wanting to sell the business and where we're at now, I mean, whoever took over this business is not looking at more than like max, if they wanted to even add products, like 20 hours a week. I mean, right now we're both only doing like 5 hours a week with it just being stable.
Yeah, that's correct. Because currently the whole purpose right now for us, our goal is to sell it. So we're not working on this as a buyer would if they were to build off of it, because right now we're trying to sell as is with the SKUs that we do have. So if we go back to when we were building, I would say we were for sure working a lot more hours, because product research takes time. That was the majority of our work back then. But now I would say we're honestly hardly working. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're sort of in maintenance mode instead of growth mode, which makes sense for the stage of the business. Do you work with any employees or freelancers to help you run the business?
No employees, no freelancers either. It's just me and my partner, me and Nathan running the business.
Okay, great. Well, with everything that we've discussed in mind, what do you think are the biggest challenges that a buyer might encounter when they take over the business?
I would say the biggest challenge, this goes with anything, but I would say especially for FBA, is just the amount of sellers annually. You have a lot of competition. There's a lot of room for anyone to grow an FBA business. So you would have to stay on top of your game and make sure your products are competing well, because that's really the main factor that would bring you down in, I would say, revenue at all, really, is just competition.
Yes, PPC and SEO would help with that, which we are not very skilled at.
Well, with that in mind, how much support are you willing to offer the buyers to help them navigate these challenges?
30 days of phone and email support.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that should be more than enough given how passive and streamlined this business is.
Definitely.
And when it comes time to sitting down with the buyer and negotiating the sale, would you be open to something like an earn-out agreement?
No, we're looking for a complete one and done sale.
Yeah, that sounds fair. And would you commit to a non-compete agreement?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, you've had such a success with this business. You've built it up from the ground up to what it is today. And I'm sure there are many listeners who are listening in who have been considering starting an Amazon FBA business, but don't know where to start. So what advice would you give to our listeners that you wish you knew when you first started this business?
This one's very easy. Majority of information is free. You just got to find the good ones. I mean, YouTube, Google, anything. That's how me and Scott started. We never really had anyone help us, so anyone can do it.
I think that's such a great point. So many entrepreneurs feel they need an expensive course or years of experience under their belt. But as you say, the information is just at your fingertips. You just got to know where to look.
Yes.
Well, that leads us into the final question of the interview, possibly the most important one. So if you had to put yourself into the shoes of a buyer, why do you think your business is a business worth buying?
The main points, it's a good buy for anyone to take over. The amount of SKUs we have, again, so little, very easy to manage. If this was a business or if these were products a buyer was looking to add to their current store, or if, something that they were looking to get themselves into to build off of, it could be very easy for anybody to pick up right where we're leaving off. Again, with the work hours that we're currently doing, there's very little effort in running this and maintaining the business to run. So it's almost completely running on autopilot. Yeah, it's something very simple that one person could do themselves.
Definitely. Not too many businesses like ours are doing this much profit with no employees, from what I've seen. And majority of our sales are from only 2 SKUs, which makes it very manageable for people who, still work or juggle multiple businesses.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like a business that ticks a lot of boxes for a lot of buyers. So definitely a wonderful asset here. Is there anything else, any other details about the business that you would like to share with our listeners before we finish up?
No, I think that's it, unless Randall, you have anything?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Fantastic. Well, Nathan and Randall, thank you so much for coming onto the show and giving us some more insight into you and your business. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Have a good day.
Absolute pleasure. All right, everyone, thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 67664. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.